Hi everybody, welcome to another AMS diagnostics video. As you probably remember from the last video, we've been open now, what we're on the 22nd of November, and we opened our doors to a new workshop on the 6th of November. We've been quite busy in the interim, working on customers' vehicles, but also getting things set up. I was going to show you around. Firstly, let me introduce you to two members of the team. Dora, Pippa. No, where are you going? Sorry, dogs. I think there's someone at the door. They're good guard dogs. Say hello. Say hello. Say hello. Good girls. That one's Pippa. The other one hiding under the desk. That one's Dora. Say hello, Dora. Diagnostic Dora we got. So yeah, let me show you around, and you'll see the difference that's occurred in the last couple of weeks. You know, from the bare shell that we had to the to what we have now. So let me just get that up. As you can see, we've got some ramps in. We've got a couple of two-poster ramps, 4-ton two-poster ramps going on here. We've got the old tools. We're in the corner with the old diagnostic station here for a bit of scoping and proper testing. Some nice lights and stuff on the ceiling, and we've got a nice 3-ton scissor lift, full height scissor lift going on. That we've got this Astra on at the moment. The Astra is in for a no start issue, well, no start stroke. It does start, lack of power kind of thing. Sometimes it starts, sometimes it doesn't. So we're looking for that. So we're going to actually today, whilst he's showing you where we are kind of thing, we're going to talk you through what we've been doing with this one. So just a brief history. It's been laid up for a little while. The customer reported, yeah, it has a lack of power when it does run, and sometimes it struggles to start at all. No fault codes, so to speak, in the management systems, and so we've got it in, recovered it back in. It does start and idle, but as soon as you put your foot on the throttle, you've got little or no power, or it cuts out. So we'll go and take a look and see what we've got going on. We've plugged the, let me know when it's recording. Yeah, right. So we've plugged the vehicle in to do a diagnostic code scan. The only fault code that we've got is coolant thermostat valve malfunction. They have an electronically controlled thermostat on them. It's not going to cause it not to start, so we're going to ignore that specific problem for the moment. We'll have a look at that once we've got the rest of it fixed. Now, as we've got no fault codes to go on, we've got to look at our basics. We've got to look at fuel, we've got to look at spark, and we've got to look at air stroke compression kind of thing. So after seeing that there's no codes, what I would normally do is look through the data list on the vehicle and see if there's anything that stands out as being an issue. So let's start the vehicle up. It'll start. There you go. So you can see it takes a bit of getting going and doesn't like to run very well. So coming back out of here, I'm going to go into our data list. Now I've already been through the data list and I've highlighted a couple of things that we want to look at. I'm going to customize our list. Select all. So I've been looking at the throttle position sensors, accelerator pedal and throttle position sensors. Also, what else do I want? Mass airflow, engine speed. I looked at coolant temperature sensor as well, because that could also, you know, have an incorrect coolant temperature can affect the whether the choke kicks in and out. But where I found issues are actually with our, not the heaters, but the sensors on the O2 sensors. So I'm going to go into our list view for those. And we're going to come up with, that's interesting. So we're going to watch our O2 sensors. So the O2 sensor basically works on a 1-volt scale. The lower the voltage, the higher the oxygen content in the exhaust. So what we can see here, oh, that's actually starting to kick in now. It's really fucking annoying. Sweeping now. Pause it a sec, that thing. Let's put this on there quickly. Hold up. Let's see if I can get the point. That's fine. I'm going to try to find the data that we've got, and so we've got sensor 2 and sensor 1 on our oxygen sensors. Sensor 1 will help regulate how the engine runs and how much it should fuel. On an oxygen sensor, the lower the voltage reading or the millivolt reading, the higher the oxygen content. So this here, this is it just setting up to start with, and this is what we're left with. And we are left with that. That should be sweeping a lot like this. And where it's dropped down, to me, that indicates a lean running condition. We're starting to see that this is starting to drop a bit as well on the arse end. It's a little bit lower than I'd expect to see on the second lambda sensor. So we don't have any misfires or anything going on at the moment. So obviously it's sparking and it's not running on less than 4 cylinders. So what we did next is we thought, right, we've looked at sparks, okay, we're going to look at the fuel system. So our fuel system, we've plugged into the back of the fuel rail of our fuel pressure sensor. And as you can see there, if we look at the bar reading here, we're at less than 2 bar fuel pressure. Now, what we do now is we look at our live data system. I can actually, let me put that on there because that'll come up. Is that going to come up on the next one, or is it? There we go. So, yeah, that's the mouse. Too many mouses. So we pulled up on our live data system our fuel pump pressure. So we've got fuel pump pressure, straight injection pressure. We should be seeing somewhere between 3 and 3.8 bar. Now, what that tells me is that because we've got low fuel pressure, we've got higher oxygen content inside the cylinders. That would explain why it's not firing properly and it's running out of puff as soon as you hit the throttle. So let me hit the throttle and you'll hopefully see what I mean. With this microphone thing on, I'm not actually sure whether you'll see it. So let me recreate the fault. Yeah, so it literally just goes bleh, and nothing happens. And the fuel pressure is low. So the customer's authorized a fuel pump replacement on the vehicle. So we're going to go ahead and replace the pump. And we're going to come back in a minute and we're going to redo our checks to prove the fault has been fixed. Right, so fuel pump. It sits underneath the back seats on this vehicle with a plastic cover on the top of it. This is a fuel pump here, single pipe up to the front of the vehicle and a multi-plug that controls the level sender and the power supply for the pump module. So that's all installed. I'll quickly show you the old one if we still got it. It's in the bin here, I think. So here's the old one. As you can see, the level sender is on the side there, kind of thing. Someone's emptied the bin on it. And then here in the middle, we've got the fuel pipe, and that's the actual pump unit on the vehicle. So that's all scrapped now. So what we need to do is, with any diagnosis, the proof is in the repair. So we want to test that we've fixed it. So we're going to retest the readings and stuff that we were looking at before to make sure that we've confirmed the fix. So let's go ahead and start the vehicle up. And then we'll take a look at our fuel pressure. Is that not screwed on? Right. So you see that starting to come up. Now remember, before our fuel pressure was down here, somewhere between 1 and 2 bars pressure. Currently, obviously, what we got there, about 3.8 8 bar, I would say, something like that. So it's a lot better than what we were saying. We go back to our technical data menu. We've got fuel pump pressure and injection pump system pressure. We've got 3 and 3.8 bar. So that is right on the money as to what we want to be seeing pressure-wise, kind of thing. Again, I know you're probably not going to be able to hear it from where you are, but if I rev the vehicle up now, it revs up, no hesitation, no spluttering or mucking around, it runs nice. So I'm going to change over the screen now because we're going to go back to looking at our lambda readings. The engine's still a bit cold, so it's going to take a minute or two for it to come back up, the lambda's readings and stuff to settle. Where are we? Which is this one, I think. So what we're looking on lambda 1 is a nice steady sweep up and down between, so we've got 840 as a maximum there and 176 as a minimum, but the fact it's nice and sweeping up and down means it's correcting, leaning off and richening the system depending on how much oxygen it's seeing in the system. Whereas before, remember, it was right along the floor, knowing it's seeing too much oxygen in the system. Now that's fueling a lot better than it was. Our lambda reading on sensor 2, which is after the cat, again, this is still on a bit of a warm-up cycle, so you might see it's a bit higher kind of thing, is somewhere around, that's bouncing up and down a bit. Not that. The reason that looks very similar to that is because our margins are a lot less. So if I was to do our maximum and minimum thing, so if we rescale this between 0, why is that not there? That's because that's, hold on, it's because I'm on the wrong one, isn't it? Can I get that up? Show virtual keyboard. 0, click that, 0, and that is 1. Let's get rid of the keyboard, save. So now we should have done it wrong. Let's just do that one more time. 0, 1, again. Go virtual keyboard. So yeah, so there's 0 and there's 1,000 millivolts, and that's pretty steady across the middle. Whereas our sensor 1 is bouncing up and down nicely, sweeping between the two. So that's not only have we diagnosed it a fault with no fault codes. There's a number of different things it could have been, but we've tested it. We've not just replaced parts for the sake of it, kind of thing, because otherwise you could spend hundreds of pounds on a car and still not find the issue. And then obviously once we've completed the job, we've checked it all and we've made sure that the repair is correct and completed as it should be. Thank you very much for watching the video. Check us out on YouTube, or subscribe. We're in a new workshop, so keep following us on Facebook and stuff like that as well for updates. And yeah, see you again.